Okay, so I decided to go a different route now. I found some decking nails just about the same size as the hole I've drilled on top there. I've drilled it in enough that it is tight. I'm going to try and grab a hold of it with a plier and hopefully be able to pull that plastic out with my drill at the lowest setting. I was able to drill it in just slowly enough, maybe a little more tighter here might help secure it to be sure it's not just going to come off. Okay, I think that's tight enough. Let's try. I'll put a vise on it and just try and pull it out. I'll put a vice grip on it. Let's do this one-handed so that I don't have to make a mistake. So that's vice gripped on there. Okay. Tight. This is in there pretty tight. I think the previous owner have been trying to remove this for quite some time now. So let's try. I feel like some of it is starting to come out. This is after tugging on it for about a minute. Let's keep trying. So I decided to douse a little bit of deep creep, seafoam deep creep on there. Hopefully that should give some relief and I should be able to pull that out a lot easier. So if you're like me and you've grinded, you've tried your best with vice grip, you've chiseled and you've drilled and you can't get a hold of that plastic to pull it back out, the one route we will go then is to try and reach that bracket that holds the housing of the dipstick against the block, and we will loosen that and hopefully we can pull the entire tube out together with the dipstick. So what we're looking at is that bracket. We want to remove that bracket that holds it. I believe that that is a 10 millimeter. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if we can get a look down there. Okay, and that's the bolt that we want to pull off that holds that bracket. I believe that is a 10 millimeter. We'll try a 10 millimeter and see what that does. Okay, as it turns out, that bolt is actually an 8 millimeter, and if you're like me and you're not super tall and your arm can reach, you are probably most likely going to have a step stool, a step ladder to approach this from the driver's side fender, and using what I have here, a 8 millimeter pivoting ratchet, and reaching from above and then putting a second hand, your second hand from below in between here to hold it down, and then removing that bolt. So with one hand recording, I'm not able to do that at the same time, so I'm going to put the camera down and remove that bolt. This is where the dipstick goes into the engine. So from where I am right here, I am under the driver's side beneath the engine, and I am almost to the right of the axle. So if you can get down there, now the bolts that holds that is over above with a bracket, and you can see it from above. It's best probably we remove that from the top, and then we'll take these out and be able to retrieve the all check dipstick. It enough with the ratchet, and I'm gonna reach in here and then remove this by hand. Interestingly, that's significantly long bolt just to hold that bracket. So there is the bolt coming out. We'll set that aside, and now it gives me a chance to be able to pull this tube and maybe maneuver it to pull it out of the engine. Not sure, because from what we saw down there, this looks like it's seated in there very well. Let's go look from below and see if there's anything else that needs to be removed. So as you know, I tried pulling on this nails since I put it in. I've almost pulled my back out and I couldn't get that to come off. So the only other choice I have was to go and get a Map Pro heat can, and I'm going to hit this up around the tip where the plastic is so that it will melt that plastic, and then I can easily pull that out. So while I was getting the map heat at the hardware store, I saw a fitting brush, because I know that some of that melted plastic might stay on the inside. I'm not sure if this fitting brush is going to be small enough to fit in there, but we shall try and see. If not, I'll try some other interesting way to try and get that out. Alright. The reason why I got my Map Pro instead of regular propane is because Map heats faster than propane. So we'll heat it up. I'm not gonna get my phone close enough. And that's already bubbling. I think that's it. I can try and pull this out now before it starts hardening back. I think I waited too long. It's already hardened. And a pair of dikes would be probably the best thing to use here. Oh. Still no budge. So let's try this again. Now hit it up. There you go. That's it. That's it. Alright. There's my dike. Well, I started fire here. There we go. That comes right out. Imagine this little bugger that was giving me a headache. But still, I think I melted it too much. I can't get the dipstick itself to come along with it. Well, a different kind of dilemma right now. If we look straight down that tube, the dipstick is still there with a little bit of the yellow plastic still around it. The top part of it has come off after heating it up. So we're gonna have to finagle another way to get in there and get the remainder of the dipstick out. We'll try that a little later on.